All right, Shalom. First off, I want to start off by saying all praises, honor, and glory is due unto Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai by Hashem Makakadash. So all praises to the world God's God, whose true name in the Hebrew is Yahweh. By Hashem and in the name Yahushai, in the name of the only begotten Son. Double honors to the elders and apostles, great millstone. Peace and mercy to the whole elect. On the brother Tazabah, the great millstone, Arizona, can't roll well with another video to edify. And hey, bro. Call law Yahweh Shai that the times are finally going like they're supposed to. Sorry for the background noise. I'm on traveling right now. But what we seeing now is that these devils are openly professing, and Jake, you're the target, right? Everything that the elders and apostles preach, these things are starting to come together now. So I'm gonna play a couple other clips and get a few precepts. Lord, will this all be edifying? You got to know what time you're in.
We're not just going to be rolling out of Chicago here, but we're sending in the Department of War and the request that I made to Secretary Hegseth. They're going to be rolling in here within the next 24 hours. Wow. They'll be coming to Chicago too. I put a request in today for them to come to Chicago.
You see? And they're talking about they going to war. They're using the Department of War and they're going to UJ neighborhoods. Look at this. What do you think is going to be going on in here, man? What do you think is going to be going on there? It says, Second Ezra 16 and 68, it says, "For behold, the burning wrath of a great multitude is kindled over you," and that's what you're seeing. It's a burning wrath. Remember that devil that did the Captain Kirk memorial service. He said, "You've awakened a dragon. You have no idea the wrath that you've awakened." Well, you've seen it. These devils about to go ham, and I saw another report that said that somebody got shot at one of those protests against ICE in Chicago. So this shit is steaming up. It says, "And they shall take away certain of you and feed you, being idle, with things offered unto idols. And they that consent unto them shall be had in derision and reproach and trodden underfoot." And that what you just saw was one of those areas where you be put in there idle, and you're gonna be giving things offered unto idols, man. You're gonna be in a lockdown. Scriptures talk about a man's gonna desire to go into the city. This is Second Ezra 15, and I'll start at 15. I'll start at 14. "Woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and the destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands." And that's what you about to see, man. I was watching one of these flights I was on today. I was watching the movie Civil War. And it started off with the president. It sounds just like Trump. That's the crazy thing about it. Saying they're going to say this is one of the greatest military, and this is one of the most successful military campaigns there ever was. And he's talking about a military campaign on American citizens. It says, "And one people shall stand and fight against another, and swords in their hand, for there should be sedition among men." And that's what they're getting ready to have. You got all these people sitting there, and ICE coming in, military coming in, all these things, man. The people are going to reach the snapping point, right? In invading one another, they should not regard their king nor princes in the course of their actions to stand in their power. So people are going to take it upon themselves to determine what's right and what's wrong, what's legal and what's not. A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able, because these cities are going to be locked down. Martial law is coming. The fact that they got this all planned for Chicago tells you that martial law is really already here. Now let me go to this other one, man. Where is it at? Put it in the chat, bro. Yes. It's a fire ass one. 1 second. Yeah, what is this one? Now, peep this. Now, this is a post. We don't know whether or not it's credible or not, but it sounds like it is. Because either time it says fucking chilling. But this will piss off a lot of high-level military generals. After breaking fast tonight while preparing for dinner and catching up on the flood of missed calls and messages, I heard sources I trust, and what I heard stopped me cold. Says the reason Trump and Pete Hegseth gathered all those generals in one room was not about a loyalty speech or a pep rally. I'm hearing that that the Trump team used artificial intelligence and facial recognition technology during those briefings to monitor the generals' reactions in real time. It says every eyebrow raised, every flicker of doubt, every moment of discomfort was scanned and analyzed by an algorithm designed to detect who would obey orders without question and who might resist. I'm also hearing from my sources that this isn't limited to generals. The same technology is being used as a tool inside Trump's orbit, a quiet weapon of power deployed by its loyalists to identify and weed out whistleblowers and anyone who isn't completely obedient. And like I said, forgive me for the background noise. We're in the airport right now. It says, this is how authoritarian power consolidates itself, by quietly monitoring every reaction, every hesitation, every private doubt, and turning it into a scorecard of allegations. So, even within Esau's military, the scriptures say,
maintaining a comfortable distance from others can help stop the spread of germs. All terminals are smoke-free. Smoking is permitted at designated curbside areas only.
2 Ezra 13:31, it says, and one shall undertake to fight against another, one city against another, one place against another, one people against another, and one realm against another. And it shall be when these things shall come to pass, and a sign shall happen which I showed thee before, and then shall my son be declared, whom thou sawest as a man ascending. You see, so when all this hell starts kicking off, when the Esau's at each other's necks, and fully, right? And I'm gonna bring it back to that movie Civil War. This shit is really heating up to get to that point, and people don't see it. A lot of people don't see it, but bros in the spirit, we see it, because the scriptures say the spiritual man judges all things, right? We literally scrutinize everything that's happening, so we could see that this system is really getting ready to blow, right? We getting ready to see all hell break out in these streets. And you, Jake, you in the time of your affliction, right? That little bit was just a segue, but really, Jeremiah 30:7. Jeremiah 30:7. It says, you know what? I gotta start up at 5. It says, for thus say Yahweh, we have heard a voice of trembling and of fear, and not of peace. Because what? Let me go here. There's been so much shit going on. I've been sending so much stuff to myself. I'm trying to catch up on this stuff. Oh, here it is. Honestly, it's on the
Due to
verge
increased security,
of becoming
all
physical.
unattended items
There's
and
one more I
baggage
want
will
to
be
show.
confiscated and destroyed.
ICE agents drag naked children out of homes in Chicago raids.
Take a listen to this chilling local news report on what happened.
I spoke to one woman who actually lives in this building, and she says she was detained by ICE agents overnight, and she says they took everyone and then asked questions later.
They just treated us like we were nothing.
Patricia Fisher says she came out to the hallway of her apartment complex on the corner of 75th and South Shore Drive in her nightgown around 10 Monday night, only to find ICE agents yelling police.
It was scary because I've never had a gun put in my face. They asked my name and my date of birth and asked me did I have any warrants, and I told them no, I didn't.
She says she was then handcuffed and released around 3 a.m. Fisher says she was told if anyone had any kind of warrant out for them, even if it was unrelated to immigration, they would not be released. Citizen App video shows the chaotic scene overnight. Neighbors tell us there were dozens of ICE agents.
Take a listen to this chilling local news.
Neighbors like Ebony Watson says they ducked for cover as they heard several flashbangs go off.
They was terrified. People were screaming. They looked very distraught. I was out there crying when I seen the little girl come around the corner because they was bringing the kids out too. I had them zip tied to each other. That's all I kept asking. Where's the morality? Where's the human?
See? And you're not going to be treated as humans from these devils. So Jeremiah 30:5, it says, "For thus saith Yahweh, you have heard a voice of trembling." That fear is starting to kick in for Jake. "And out of peace, ask ye now and see whether a man doth travail with child. Wherefore do I see every man with his hands on his loins, as a woman in travail, and all faces are turned into paleness." Man, the niggas is just gonna be straight scared of shit. They're not gonna know how to move. Alas, for that day is great, so that none is it like it. It is even the time of trouble. Right? But he shall be saved out of it. There's another one where it says, this is Daniel 12:1. It says, "At that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince, which standeth for the children of thy people, and there should be a time of trouble, such as never was since there was a nation, even to that same time." And that's the time we're coming to. This day is about to be a time of trouble that it's going to outshine everything, man. Every single bit of wickedness and tragedy Jake has had befallen him, this day is going to outshine all of that, man. Right? They showed you about them zip tying a bunch of Jakes, even kids. Hey, at some point, these niggas is just going to shoot a couple to get the whole thing in order, so people know they ain't playing no fucking games, man. This is how it's going down, man. We in the end of this fucking bitch, bro. Gird up thy mind, right? This is Job. Pretty sure it's in Job. This is Job 38:3. It says, "Gird up now thy loins like a man, for I will demand of thee, and answer thou me." So get ready for these days, man. Put it in your mind that you might have to befall some stuff, but at the end of the day, meekness is being able to submit yourself to somebody else's will. That's what it really means to be meek. Yahweh Shai was a full-on example of meekness. Because what did he do? He prayed to the Lord when he didn't want to go through that trouble that he had to, that we can have this access to the Heavenly Father. But what did he do? He hardened himself at the end and said, "You know what? But let thy will be done, O Lord." And he went and handled it. And in these days, we're going to have to move the same fucking way, bro. So, brothers, guard up your minds to be able to go through this. This is alive. There's no more waiting for this, right? But understand, the elect should be delivered from the same. So, I just want to touch on that real quick. I hope that information was good. And call Allah Yahweh by Shem Yahshai by Shem Krokodiah Shalom.